Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Hermitcraft Season 6. We stand below or off to the side of the flag of truce, and I believe the next episode you'll see from me, the flag will have come down and the games would have begun in this area. I don't think I need to tell you all, but this is all about fun and games, right? I mean, I cannot wait to go over into their base and see what traps and whatnots they've set up for us. We've been setting up traps for them, and that's actually what we're going to do in this episode. I have a really cool something to be creating in this area. It's going to involve going back to our base and capturing guardians first. Ooh, interesting. I'm setting up suspense for the episode, peeps. You see what I'm doing? Anyway, over here, War, the store, presented by Concorp, now open. Can you believe this greedy corporation selling arms to both of the different sides of the Hermitcraft Civil War? Oh, imagine something like that happening in real life. People would be angry, I tell you. Concorp reserves the rights to test your war readiness at any time. If you are ready, enter and enjoy the store. That actually sounds like there's a trap awaiting me in here. And now I hear sounds and there is obsidian everywhere. Anyway, look at this. Missiles. Whoa, that'll do some damage. Fire charges. Cub is selling all of the things. And probably nothing that I actually need. Oh, you can put mending on a shield. Cool. Wow, this is fascinating. Hermit wall masks, sneaky. They're free? I can take these for free. I'm not going to have anyone dressing up as me. I'm taking mine right out of there. And Elixir of Old Bestie is free as well. So free milk buckets. Oh, that Cub fan. Supplying us with all the things we need to fight each other. Terrible, terrible. I definitely just heard the sound of a Vindicator, I believe. I think it might be time for me to get out of this area. By the way, as we head over to our base to start the shenanigans of this episode, I want to say thank you as always for the feedback. I love reading the comments, especially when they're positive. Lots of great feedback about our project over here in the last episode. That was really good because I was kind of pressed for time. And every now and then you have to make an episode where you wish you could have put more time in. And it's especially nice when people receive those episodes well. So thank you, and I hope this episode is going to be just as entertaining. Alright, as you'll see, there is no one of these in the other three corners. And we may not actually have time to make any progress here. I will do my very best though. It's my thing. Every episode I really do want to make a difference over here. What we're going to be doing today though is capturing guardians and sending them through the nether, and I really want to take my time to think this through. So what we will have to do to get guardians out of our farm and into a nether portal is first of all remove the lava. That's going to be quite simple. And then we're going to need the guardians to spawn on one side of the farm. So if I'm standing on the opposite, remember, guardians won't be spawning 24 to 32 blocks close to the player. So if I stand here, they're most likely to spawn over in that region. So we should be able to get them to spawn near to this portal. So below the signs of our lava up there, I think we're going to have water that's going to shimmy outwards and push the guardians into a nether portal. Now I need to see how much obsidian I've got, because we can make rather wide obsidian portals, and that I think is actually going to be very beneficial for us as they spawn all over the place and we kind of want to funnel them from a large range. 21 blocks across is the length of this nether portal. I believe that is the maximum, but I'm just going off of my own memory there. And we put it at this height deliberately so we can have water at the back going across the grass path blocks, and then they will reach the front of here. So as soon as the guardians touch the nether portal, they're going to go through to the other side. What I'm hoping doesn't happen is the guardians don't bob up and down too much and are unable to go past this sandstone here, because we can't move that due to all of the signs that are on it. So we'd then have to move the grass path blocks down, and I'm trying to avoid messing around with this as much as possible. What we will have to do is put a few blocks on the inside to stop the water going over to the side, stop the guardians from escaping in that direction as well. So hopefully they all get contained, water pushes them across to this nether portal. Alright, this is getting exciting now because I don't do something like this very often, and it's a challenge and I'm trying to think things through. So the first thing we need to do is separate our nether portals. This one's going to go to a unique one in the nether, and I've disabled the one in the middle and put one over on this side, and I've synchronized them by taking the coordinates of the portal, dividing those numbers by it, and putting them on the other side. So our normal nether portal that leads to this base is no longer part of what we are doing. It is somewhere up above us. These are like some portals hidden down below, right? And so this is the one that we just walked to, and that one synchronizes with the big one we saw on the other side of the base. So there is glass here, meaning that the Guardians won't be able to come this way. They'll go in the opposite direction where there is glass as well. But that's one block away. So what the Guardians are going to do is fall down below. And because they like to move and jump a lot when they're out of water, they're easily going to funnel down into that one wide space. And you know what? They might actually take a little bit of damage falling down. That's something I should consider. Probably not the worst thing ever. And anyway, we're in there in this space. We can put a minecart on the corner, press the button, move the minecart out, and it will pick up a Guardian. And then we can send it off to wherever we like. Now, the first thing I think we need to do is a test to make sure that mechanic is fine. So we're going to go into my base, make the preparations for the big portal, and get some Guardians going into it. Alright, so this is what it's like on the inside. We now need to get our water flowing out. Ah, yikes. Maybe I should have done this in a different order, because I need infinite water. And do you know what? I'm just going to put some netherrack there for now. And yes, it's going to make a mess on the opposite side, but that's absolutely fine. There might actually be one more problem here. Let's try and get out of here with an ender pearl. Okay, and then let's try and light the portal. I've got a feeling it's not going to light up. Yeah, it won't let me light it because all this water's in the way. Okay, there it is. That was easy to sort out, and I think we just had a Guardian go through. Let's take a step back to the opposite side, and we might see something start to happen. So in my general area, the Guardians have stopped spawning. There's still a few here that are dying or hopping their way around from the side, but now most of them are dropping on the opposite side. Sometimes you see their tails flapping through the wall, but you can kind of see it when the Guardian goes through. You'll catch one just at the portal in front. So I've stood here for a while and I've seen one or two of them go through, and that's awesome. So we're probably ready to test this now. Let's hop through the nether portal. And what do you know, we got a couple right there, and already they've fallen down, and very quickly they will fall down into that one space. I mean, that is easy. So far that's been pretty painless to set up, right? And now we'll give this thing a test. So first of all, we should have nothing. When the minecart moves, it picks one of them up. Excellent. Thank you for participating in this experiment. Your services are no longer required. So you might notice that my pick has been worn down a little bit. I have been digging a long tunnel in the nether, placing down rails and creating a nether portal link that goes to our base. And I think we're not only going to make a contraption that Nembomb showed me, we might put a few of these in the moat around our base as well. But anyway, I've been standing here for a while. A fair few Guardians should have gone through the portal, and so we're going to hop through to the other side. And so down here you will see that I have built a rail line going off into the distance, and there is a fair chance that I won't be able to keep up with the Guardian and it will despawn. It will in fact, I believe, despawn when it's in the minecart. So this is a little bit of a test to see if that happens, because we're probably going to need name tags to make this thing work, which I don't have a lot of. I gave all of mine away to my teammates. So anyway, let's follow this track so we can see where it goes, and hopefully I'll be able to keep up with the Guardian. Already we're off to a bad start, and it's trying to zap me. I don't want to be zapped. I've placed these rails, 24, and then a powered rail in between each of those 24, and it's just about right to keep up with the Guardian, which turned the corner here. As you can see, we've had some obstacles to go around because there is lava down at this level, and we're probably not going to see it get all the way to the end, and it's probably going to despawn on the other side. I should have thought this through a little bit more. Maybe had a track to stop it down here. So I guess we've kind of seen this work, because we've got an activator rail here, and every single time it ejects the minecart, both the minecart and the mob will go through the portal, which makes this step right here nice and easy because we don't have to create any fancy redstone contraption. That's all that we needed. And then on the opposite side, yes, an empty minecart because no one was in this area. and none of my teammates are online. If False was online and she was around here, it might have survived. Anyway, there is a big problem with where I've put this portal, right? It actually needs to be higher up in the sky so we can create the same funneling system to then take the Guardian into the Guardian turret, which we're going to make real soon. But I don't think I'll be able to do that until I get the help of another Hermit, because we have some despawning issues. If anyone else is on the server in the overworld, then when the Guardian comes through here, it instantly despawns. But as I literally expressed just a moment ago, we need to use name tags anyway, so when we bring them through here, they won't actually be despawning, so I may not need help after all. But once again, we've got the same setup you saw a moment ago, so the Guardians will end up accumulating into this spot right here, and then we can take them out once again with a minecart by activating this rail. My friends, your resident Winter Yeti has been cheaty fish farming overnight to get name tags. Thought we would stick our head into this chest together to see how many we got. 22 and 8. Yes, I cleared this out, so there was room for more. I already had a few stashed away here, just the one there. And is that really it? I didn't get much at all actually from that. So 37 in total. Yikes. That's not going to be enough to make 2 of these turrets that I want to make. And I've probably missed 1 or 2, as many of you will probably point out. There is also the potential for something very bad to happen. Although I was just standing over here, I think that Guardians would have been able to spawn here through the night and go through the portal. When we go to the Nether, there might be a stupid amount of Guardians over there. Oh, and what would you know? I did actually have a stack of name tags already. Excellent. Okay, well, we've got enough to make a couple of turrets then. That's fantastic. Let's pop through the Nether and see what happens. Oh, there is a lot of them. They are probably all dying to entity cramming. Ah, of course. And look, you can see drops lying around. Right, so every time the Nether was loaded, some of the Guardians would have gotten killed. That is a good thing. But it probably means that all of these Guardians are now low on health. So I've gone and brewed up some instant damage 2 splash potions. These will do 6 hearts of damage, which might be a bit much for our experiment here. I reckon we're going to see them all die. No. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, let's kill them all off because we need some fresh ones that definitely have full health. Okay, so I've gone and added an additional rail right here. This means that we'll be able to stop the minecart the Guardian we select, and then give it a name tag. There we go, start laser, and then there's a button there to send it on its way. Excellent, let's get another one over there, and we'll do a little test with 2 of them to begin with, and we didn't actually pick up a Guardian that time. So 2 Guardians made it down the track, both minecarts came through the portal, but only 1 Guardian, so I think I should leave my camera account in this area so I can see what's going on when they go through the portal. Now what I've also been doing, you may notice I've got less food. That's because I've just spent an awful amount of time, less rockets as well, flying around the server trying to synchronize another portal so I don't have to come through that one. And it has been super stubborn. It's been synchronizing with portals that are way off in the distance, and I finally managed to get it to work. So somewhere around here there is a hole, and down a little bit there is a nether portal. And it links up to this one on the opposite side, which has been raised above the ground a little bit, and it's a few blocks over from this one. Now that will synchronize to the one in the overworld, but it doesn't work backwards, which is why we've needed this second portal, and I tell you, it just took me way too much time to get this done. Finally, we can start working on moving these Guardians over here. Okay, the rails are now in place and we are ready to go. Over here is our Guardian laser turret, and this was designed by my friend Mr. Nembomb MC, whose name you've probably heard many times during the Hermitcraft series. Now, the video he shared with me was a private one, so there's nothing public to send you to. However, if you look in the description box down below, there'll be a link to his channel. Please go check him out. He does loads of awesome things in Minecraft, including what you're about to see here. We are going to be dropping the Guardians onto a rail which is on top of that soul sand. Now the soul sand is actually going to hold the Guardians in place when they're inside of their minecarts. An important bit of information right here: when a mob is inside of a minecart and you're considering the entity cramming rule, it doesn't count the minecart and the mob. It counts them as one thing, so you don't get penalized for having extra entities in there. Anyway, they are going to sit on that rail, and eventually we're going to come along and power this sticky piston. It actually should just be a regular piston because it's going to push all of the Guardians upwards and it's going to break the rail. And once that's done, they won't actually fall out of this space, and we can break all of the blocks around them, all of the blocks above them, and then they will just sit there and shoot at anything that comes near. Now keep in mind that's going to be like 10 or 12 of these stacked into one space, so they can do a lot of damage. But anyway, I got the camera account in the area. I'm going to head back through our portal that we made over on this side, and we're going to start sending the Guardians through. I don't do this very often, and it has failed miserably, and no Guardians came through that portal. The reason being that the synchronization had changed. Now they've come all the way through this portal. It is so difficult to get this stuff right. I think what I'm going to do is dig a tunnel from the bottom of the water here straight across and let those Guardians come and swim around in the moat. That is the best thing I think we can do with them for now. Actually, I think this is going to be a complete pain. I got no idea how I would actually get them from down there to up the top. I think we're just going to have to kill them and start over again, which sucks, because it took a long time to spawn those Guardians. We have other players on the server, and when other people are online, it makes everything a little bit slower. We have success, but also failure. I need to make this so that the minecarts don't come through as well. As you can see, they are causing a problem, which means a lot of this is probably going to be manual now. One of the minecarts has actually fallen into this space down here, and I figured it might be a good idea to have an activator rail at the bottom, but I think the better way to approach this is to stop the minecarts coming through from the other side. Hello. I'm not sure if we'll even be able to pick up a Guardian. Let's give it a try. Yes, excellent. And off you go to the turret. Of course, that doesn't work because there isn't a block to move it across, so I have to nudge it myself. Well, that one's escaped and gone 3. I think we'll let it find its way to the water and it can simply live in the moat. My recording has disappeared from my computer. I don't know what happened to it, but I got another 12 Guardians through the portal, and all of the minecarts went through as well, which caused a lot of chaos and confusion on the opposite side. Managed to get 6 of them or so into the turret, so we will get a couple more, but what we need to do is rework this system right here, and I think rather than using an activator rail, we need to get rid of the minecart entirely, because what it does is it flows off the edge of the rail into there. So I reckon we need some sort of setup where we've got a sand block and cactus to destroy the minecart, but we eject the mob out first with an activator rail. So it'd actually probably be a very similar setup to this, except the rail is going to come around to the side, probably from there once I figure out how to connect that properly, and then it will go over this side and we'll break it there. So the mob will leave the activator rail and the minecart at this point right here, which means if we put glass like so, it should be trapped inside of this area and therefore has to go through the portal. That is the way I think we're going to achieve this, and then we'll get our minecarts back over on this spot. Okay, here one comes, going around the corner there, and it worked like a treat. Fantastic. Now I was going to send 3 because we need 3 more, but I think what I'll actually do is send as many to make 2 more turrets. So I'm going to spend quite a bit of time AFKing over at my farm, getting as many of these things together as I can. Then I remembered that entity cramming was a thing, so we can't have a whole bunch of them in one space together. But there we go, that's perfect. And now this is a system that works from start to end. Wonderful, right. We're going to pick up 3 more, put them in this turret, and then activate it. Okay, and there it goes, the last one going into the turret. You'll see that there is glass around it, and when we remove that, this thing will then be ready and we'll do that after the flag has gone down, of course. So I've got to place that there. All of those will stay in place. Going to remove the sticky piston and all the blocks around the top, and this thing is ready to go. Now I've decided that I'm just going to do one more, because when the war breaks out, these things will probably get tampered with and destroyed, and I am really exhausted from the amount of time I've invested into doing this. It is a process of learning, though. Obviously, Team Dirt, one half of Impulse being on our team, are masters at this, so they probably could have done it a lot quicker, and I've had to learn the hard way by making mistakes. And there it is, my friends, the very last one that's going to go around to here. It means we've got 12 in total over on this one. I put it in the middle of the soul sand patch, and that thing looks crazy, doesn't it? We should get a close-up look at this thing. There we go, it's looking fantastic. This soul sand stuff is super rough to walk on. I think a lot of it has got ice underneath, so it goes even slower. But anyway, this thing is going to shoot at anyone that gets close to it, and it does have a Y limit. I think if it were to be any blocks higher, the Guardians wouldn't be able to aim down at whoever's in front of it. But there you go, once again the glass will be removed once the peacetime is over and the flag of truce has been torn down. Alright, all of this has got to go. I'm going to leave the stuff that's on the side of the nether in place, so if we choose to use this again in the future, then all of those things are there. We then just set up a nether portal where we next need it, which might actually be right next to the turret. You know, I could have done it that way around, so a little bit of tidy up here and then we'll be done. And what is all this you see below me? Yes, it is the corner piece. But it is the second corner piece. I just about managed to squeeze in an extra little bit of building time to come over here and make this happen. So I've tidied up all the mess from next to our base. We're leaving this mess here though, as we might end up using it again. And flying on the server has been atrocious for me lately. I'm able to get back up into the sky so we can whirl around. And of course it's night time. And now things are looking much better. 2 more of these to go, and then we start work on the middle, where we'll use more dark prismarine and introduce some other blocks as well. I have no idea what the time is going to be like, because in the next episode it is most likely that the ceasefire will end and then all sorts of shenanigans will unfold. So I have no idea at what pace we're going to be working on the project here, but we will of course continue. This is where we're going to wrap up the episode. I hope that you have enjoyed it. We spent our entire time making the laser turret. I really didn't know how it was going to work out, but it took a lot of time to do that, so there you go. And if you enjoyed it, then leave a like. As always, thank you for doing that. It supports the channel, and I'll see you soon with another episode. Bye bye.